everyone. Today I'd like to tell you a story about a camel. As most people know, camels have got really long eyelashes, and the reason for this is because they live in the desert. And in the desert, the wind sometimes blows really, really strongly, and then their eyelashes, because they're so thick and long, actually protect their eyes from the sand. So, camels are known to have the most beautiful eyelashes. And lots of ladies go and have their eyelashes done because they want to look like a camel. I once told a lady that she's got eyes like a camel, and she was so offended. I had to explain to her that camels actually have the most beautiful eyelashes ever. So, on with the story. The camel thought that he was a little bit boring because he saw all the other animals in the world that had been made unusual in some ways. Like, for instance, a tiger has got stripes, and let me see what else. Birds have got wings, and the camel thought, I'm just sand color, and yeah, I've got pretty eyelashes, but I can't fly or anything like that. So I actually feel a little bit, maybe a little bit depressed, because the camel started walking around and came across an unusual animal. We know what this animal is called. It's an animal with a very long trunk. It hasn't just got a short nose like us. It's got a long, long nose. What is that? An elephant. So the camel went, I actually wish, how I wish that I had a nose, a majestic nose like an elephant. And you know what? All of a sudden, kabam! An elephant's nose appeared on the camel. Just like that magic! Can you believe it? And now he wasn't a camel anymore. He was a camelephant. Oh my goodness me. Oh, he was so excited. He thought, I want to find some more animals that I can actually look at and wish for something that they've got. So now he's feeling quite fancy schmancy. Sorry, it was actually a girl camel. She was feeling quite fancy schmancy, trotting around with her long elephant's nose and calling herself a camelephant. When all of a sudden she came across an antelope. An antelope is a kind of buck with very long horns. And so what happened was she said, how I wish I had horns like an antelope. And guess what? Kabam! Like magic. These horns appeared just like that on the camel's head. Can you believe it? Just like that. My goodness me. Now she wasn't a camelephant anymore. She was a camelophantelope. Oh my goodness gracious. I think she looks a little bit ridiculous, but she thought that she looked very, very snazzy. So she went walking along, and very soon she came across an unusual animal. It was hanging off a tree by its tail. Who can think what that animal could have been? Did some of you guess? An opossum. Haha, that's exactly what she saw. And kabam! First she said, how I wish that I had a tail like an opossum. And then kabam! Just like that, a tail appeared on the end of her tail. Oh my goodness gracious me. Look at her. She looks so fancy. Oh my goodness, with the tail and the elephant's trunk and the antlers, the horns that belong to the antelope. So now she wasn't a camelophantelope anymore. Now, for goodness sake, She was a camelophantalopossum. Oh my word. I don't know what you think, but I think she looks a little bit funny. Well, the camelophantalopossum was walking through the forest again, showing off, swinging her tail. In fact, she wasn't just swinging her tail. She was swinging from the trees with her tail and showing off. Anyway, the camelophantalopossum was walking along when she saw the most beautiful sight. An eagle soaring in the sky. Oh, she looked up and she clasped her hands together and she said, oh, how I wish that I had wings like an eagle. And kabam! What happened? These wings just appeared on her back. Wings just like an eagle. Oh my goodness, she was over the moon with delight. She went and looked at her reflection in the mirror, and it wasn't a mirror, it was actually a pond, because you didn't get mirrors then. The animals had to look at each other, look at themselves in a pond. So now she had these magnificent eagle's wings, and she was called a camelophantalopossum eagle. Well, the camelophantalopossum eagle was trotting around and swinging from her tail, and then she was jumping around and taking off and swinging her trunk and flying and doing all those things all at the same time, and it was quite chaotic actually, but she thought she was very snazzy. So all of a sudden she came across something with spots. What's got spots? A leopard. She came across a leopard, and what happened? How I wish I had spots like a leopard. And kabam! There you go. Now she was a camelophantalopossum leopard. Oh my shattered nerves. She looks ridiculous. I think she looked much more beautiful the way she was with her eyelashes. Anyway, she was being all show-offy and stuff, and trotting around and showing off and swinging from the trees and putting her trunk, sort of gliding her trunk along her spots so everyone would look at her spots. And then one day there was a competition in the forest, and all the animals had gathered to show their talents. So the eagle went there to show that it could fly, and monkeys went so that they could swing from trees like the opossums with their tails and their long arms, and the tortoise went to show everybody its hard shell to protect it. And all the animals had reasons why they wanted to show everybody what they had been given to protect them, like a snail with its shell, and also, let's think now, a polar bear with its thick white fur to protect it from the cold. So all the animals were given stuff to protect them. Lions were given claws and big teeth to protect them. So the camelophantalopossum leopard decided that she was going to do the most showy-offiest thing ever. What she did was she hid behind the trees, and when there was a moment of silence, she went galloping and flying and twisting around trees and stuff, and then she landed in the middle of the circle where all the animals were, and she said, ta-da, ta-da, you know, like that, ta-da. And oh my goodness, everybody just kept quiet and stared at her. And then, oh my goodness, then they started laughing. The poor camelophantalopossum leopard. Oh my goodness me, she felt so sad. She couldn't believe what was happening. And so she put her tail between her legs and dropped her trunk down and her wings, and she started walking off out of the clearing. when all of a sudden she had this thought in her head, maybe I've got too much stuff. You know, it's really a pain because I've got to clean myself, and I've got to clean a tail, and I've got to clean my antlers, and I've got to keep this nose clean, and things are a little bit complicated. My feathers, I've got to keep my feathers clean all the time, otherwise I can't fly properly. And I'm quite heavy, so my wings are getting tired, and the spots, maybe that's just a bit of overkill, maybe too much. So she thought, now what am I going to do? Because I'm now a camelophantulopossum leopard, and I don't know what to do now. I don't want to be that anymore. I just want to be a plain camel with my eyelashes. And so what she did was she closed her eyes and she said one last time, oh, I wish I only had my beautiful eyelashes. And then guess what? All the stuff just fell off like this. Ding, ding, ding. And she was getting so excited. And then the wings fell off. And then the opossum's tail fell off. And then lastly, the spots fell off. And then she lived happily ever after because she realized that what she had been given was enough. And it's just like that with us. What we have been given is enough. Good night, everybody.